Joyce, Tony Yoka. Okay. There's talks by Frank Warren to see if this fight could happen. And I say, why not? And the reason I say why not is because, for one, Joyce owes Tony Yoka one, right? Because Tony Yoka beat him 8 years ago in the Olympic Games, in the Rio Games in 2016. It was a close endeavor. Tony Yoka was the gold Olympian, which made Joyce the silver. They made it to the final chapter in that tournament, okay? And since then, both of those guys have been beaten, and actually they have the same amount of losses. I think Tony Yoka's been beaten by, Martin McCauley. He's been beaten by, who else? Who else has beaten him? Another French fighter, I can't pronounce his name at this point in time. They both have 3 losses. Joyce, 2 losses to Zhilei Zhang, and of course, Derek Chisora. Okay, so I think that is the right type of pace for these guys since they know each other. I think these guys have a lot in common. I think they're on the same road. I think Joyce went a lot farther than Tony Yoka. Even though Tony Yoka was the golden Olympian, I think Joyce experienced more and had more accolades to his belt, becoming, the interim WBO when beating Joseph Parker, which Joseph Parker beat Zhilei Zhang, right? So, there's a lot to be taken in from this particular fight. I think those guys should fight. I think there's no reason why they shouldn't. At this point of their career, there's nothing stopping them, okay? There's nowhere to go but up. You know what I mean? And I think in this case, if one beats the other, I don't think they go really anywhere, honestly. Just we'll know who will win in the professionals, in the pros. Things are just a different. Even though they didn't wear headgear, this was still, amateurs. Okay, so we'll see which one takes the cake. We'll see who's better. We'll see who's diminished more. We'll see who's improved. And honestly, I don't think any of these guys have improved. I think Tony Yoka is Tony Yoka and Joyce is Joyce. Joyce, he's an action fighter, doesn't have much sting on his punches, but he never stops punching. I think he still has the stamina, but I don't think he has the chin. Tony Yoka, I think he's never had the chin. He's been rangy, he's been tall, but I think his style is not for everybody. He has an awkward style being Tony Yoka. The French fighter reminds me of Big Time McCline, if you guys can remember him back in the day. But honestly, I don't think that that these guys have anything else to offer as of right now, and I think this is a good rebuilding fight for them. You know what I mean? I don't think any of them goes anywhere if they loses. It's just another loss. It makes that 4th loss. So we're looking to see who can redeem themselves, especially with some 2 fighters like this that's so familiar with each other. So I like the idea. Why not? We may have a good fight. I think these guys will fight harder because they know each other. I think there is a lot of reckonings to happen or to see in this fight. But you guys tell me what you think of Tony Yoka, Joyce. Talks of them guys fighting one another. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!